Yo, what's up? It's your boy Bravo Films, Bravo with Bravo Films. I'm here with Ricco Barrino. You already know, famous for his songs and features and everything. He's not just a man from a city, a little city in North Carolina. This is a man about passion, about music. This man has seen it all and been through it all. We don't know him as Fantasia's brother. We know him as Ricco Barrino. Ricco is his own man. Ricco, tell the people a little bit about yourself, man.
You know, just what you said. Ricco Barrino, singer-songwriter, producer and composer. Wrote for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Had my first debut with the song called Bubblegum back in the day. It was the first hit. It was called the attention of like the great Jason Jeter, where we flew down, seen Grand Hustle. The rest was history. Next thing you know, I was writing with T.I. You know, songs like You Can Have Whatever You Like.
Word,
of course,
I heard about that.
Yeah, the Porn Star joint we did on the Paper Trail album, I was involved in that. Jeezy, Missy, R. Kelly, you know, we can just keep naming people.
Facts.
So yeah.
Well, look, tell us a little bit, man. How'd you get into the whole thing about writing music? How'd your passion start for this?
You know, just being involved as a kid and you know, in knucklehead stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I was, as you could tell from the frame, the stocky frame, I was a great football player, and you know, I thought that's what my passion was going to be, to pursue, you know, a life in the league. And my senior year, like right before the big game, I had been recruited. My boy Adrian Wilson, who was the current free safety at the time for the Arizona Cardinals years ago, he was playing at NC State. You know, he came to me and was like, you know, they looking at you. And, you know, I was excited, but I wasn't at that time focused. I wasn't as focused as I could be.
Yeah.
Anybody who knows, the 12th grade is probably one of the most critical times of your life, because that's going to determine where you're going from there.
Facts. Either you're going to go up or you're going to go down.
Yeah, me being a ladies' man at the time, I got into some trouble with my kid's mom. This is right before I started having kids, and you know, they called and, you know, verified that I had a gun in my car. You know, again, when you out, you're trying to do right, but you got kids in the streets, you know.
Being kids.
Yeah, and you know, I wasn't thinking right, and ultimately got in trouble. So I started writing about stuff once I got in trouble, and I was asking myself, was I gonna go through a bunch of pain to get back to where I was in you know, football, or I want to try something different, and I ultimately chose music.
So who was some of your greatest inspirers and motivators for this music? Other than just your passion and your struggle, who motivated you to really do this music?
More of my family members, you know what I mean? My grandmother was a huge inspiration. My dad, of course, because my dad had major chops, and he still does.
Yeah.
And so just things that I learned from him and my other family members, from, you know, my cousins Casey and JoJo, of course, Anthony Hamilton.
Yeah.
Just a big, you know, a big family. My uncles did Motown, so being able to learn from them.
Music runs real deep in the family.
Yeah, very rich. And then of course just being able to be inspired and driven off of what I was seeing in the streets, the culture at the time, and who was paving the way from the 60s all the way up to, you know, the 90s. Then that's what I was.
Early 90s. I'm gonna say I'm a 90s baby, and I still don't rock with that 2000s music at all, like at all. But I figured that 90s music, like you said, 60s and 90s was really where it was at. That's real music. That's what gives you that contemporary feel. That's what gets you that mood. Like, I can feel the emotion. I can feel their pain. And I've heard a few of your songs, like you said, a few of your songs off of Dove, T.I. and everything. Like, I've heard you on some other tracks and stuff, and I really, like I said, bro, I've known who you was since I was a kid, bro. Like, you grew up, you knew my pops and everything.
Yeah.
Like, I've known you since from Brandon D days, like Brandon D days back then, like all that stuff, bro. So it really I'm really honored and blessed to have you here with me on this interview, bro, for real. Because this is really a blessing all the way. So tell the people what's some new things you got going on, what you working on that you can really tell us about.
Right now, you know, me and Anthony Hamilton hooked up. We potentially gonna put out a compilation. Gonna get KC involved and just something for the culture of the Carolinas, just to kind of show you where it come from. When you talking about new school trap soul, you know what I'm saying, hip hop, R&B soul, things that I do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and just the fact that I'm a creator and that I'm not in a box, and me being able to take those talents that we just spoke of and put it on wax and figure out what we come up with. Getting ready to put out a new album. Well, I wouldn't call it an album because I feel like an album is when we've gotten the proper, when my publicist came in, we got the proper momentum to make you hot and just have you everywhere, like you see with your offsets and people that nature, where they just they rise from the ashes. So we say just a new EP. We're gonna be humorous and we're gonna call that Fantasia's Brother. Just because everybody, it's Ricco Barrino, Fantasia's Brother. So I said we're gonna have fun with that. So we got a lead single that was leaked. It's called Let's Dance right now. A lot of people loving it. Shout out to the bikers, summertime. They definitely have me pumping their music. All the bag of lovers and stuff like that at the beaches and in different places I go, to showing me love on IG. Shout out to my boy, Corey Sosa, down in Florida, as well as my boy in Philly, Ricky Will, who they have gravitated to the music, good music, and just what I'm doing now is restructuring and making everything. It's about a vibe. It's about what we have in the Carolinas, the culture that we have, the real true culture of music. We talking about from the John Coltrane's all the way up to the KC and JoJo's and the Fantasias and the Anthony Hamiltons and myself. And now you're bringing in people that's around, like my boy Tigo and others, Issa, all these boys that came out, my neck of the woods, who are doing a great job at infusing that vibe music.
That trap
with
that
trap
soul.
with the vibe. Yeah, you got it's a whole vibe.
Yeah, like that's what's up, bro. That's what I feel like. That's more of my lane. Like I listen to trap music and everything, but my lane is that more classic R&B soul to it. It's got that message, but I mean, I like a little trap.
Yeah,
like, but
at
the same time, we gotta understand it's a message that's supposed to be portrayed out here with our music too.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people getting away from that. Everybody want to talk about it, what they got, how they can kill you,
how much money they can spend.
Yeah, how much money they can spend. How many drugs they've taken, and what gang they in. Yeah, and I feel like you missing it. You're missing that's easy to get sucked into. You got to realize that when you have an influence, you have a good influence, you have a bad influence. So you have to figure out which one do you choose, because you got to realize that a rapper, or what we call a new culture with rap music, it's like it's like if you use it for the wrong way, you don't realize how many people you've affected.
Facts.
And you think you're affecting the masses, and you get money, but when you go home, you go home to your family, and a lot of these cats don't get to go home. They end up laying on a cold table.
Cause they trying to repeat what the rappers
they becoming the culture, they becoming the lifestyle they hear. It's almost like when cats watched New Jack City back in the day, or Scarface. For a moment you felt like that. You felt like, ugh, but you had to get reality by the time you hit the door, like, that really ain't me. You know what I mean?
Facts. I know that too well.
Right, so I will say that in the culture now, we just have to, I love the music, but I have to realize that people don't think like me. I know it's only a movie. They don't. The younger culture cats they don't realize that this is just a movie. They wanted to be a real life lifestyle. So when you walking around with the Draco and you're not thinking about how many years you're gonna get, or if you're gonna make it home.
That Draco.
Yeah, or if you're gonna make it home, or the consequences. Have you thought about your moms? Have you thought about if you got kids? What you saying? You leaving behind a lot. You leaving behind a small, what could have been a very good legacy, because you chose your path. You want to be talking about talent, just went down the shits.
Facts. So, like I said, Tell the people how to get in touch with you on all social media and everything.
Easy, man. Real easy. Ricco Barrino, Ricco Barrino. Again, that's Ricco Barrino.
And that's all social media. Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter.
We make it real simple.
Real simple. Keep it real simple.
Yeah.
Alright, one last thing. One of my things is I love the empowerment of uplifting the children. I like seeing children go through a struggle. Right. I don't like children going through anything that they don't have to go through. Right. So part of my thing is all interviews, I'm gonna ask all artists, if you got one motivational thing to say to children for them to uplift, from if they want to do music or whatever, what would you say to kids, right? Like, what would you say to the kids?
I would say to the kids just to think about the real reality of things, because sometimes the bright lights and the flashy and the glitter and the glitz and the gold ain't what you think it is. A lot of the rappers and everybody, they go and they renting stuff, and they, you know, some of them have those things, but everything that you see ain't always what it is. So I say, find yourself. Find what makes you really happy, and find something to get into that's gonna make you happy without getting you in trouble. Because ultimately, who wants to die at 19? Who wants to die at 18, 21? When you got a whole life ahead of you.
Facts, facts, facts. Appreciate you, man. I really appreciate you doing this for me and everything. And I wish the best of luck to you in your music career. I hope we can do some more work soon. For sure. Thank y'all for watching Bravo Films interview number 1 with Ricco Barrino.
First one, he caught me. Caught me while I was looking bad on my way to the barbershop.
In the barbershop.
But listen, I'm a true man, so you seen he asked for an interview, I gave you knowledge.
Thank you, dude. Everybody, I'll see y'all next week with another.
See every girl choosing one and man just be hating on me. I'm sorry. The VIP is lit, ooh, on 100. We smoking on that good, ooh, damn it's cloudy.